Hello everybody and welcome back to another episode of Stonehearth Alpha 14. Back with you again here. We had a little bit of a break there, just one day, not too bad, but it is bound to happen every once in a while. But let's go and get started here. So you can see that I've done a little bit of stuff just to kind of prepare the episode a little bit. Let's take a look here and see exactly kind of what I had in mind here. So this is the build editor. Essentially, you can see that I've expanded some of the roads here. I've kind of connected these two areas with another path, as well as started kind of expanding this out in terms of like getting some buildings out here. I just wanted to kind of lay a template down and see kind of how things are going to look for us here moving forward. So essentially, right, like we don't want this to be necessarily like the main focus of the town. Like we want to have some stuff out here. We're gonna have some stuff out here. We're gonna have some stuff here. We're gonna have stuff everywhere, basically, is what I'm trying to say. But we want to do it in a way that kind of feels cohesive and not just like random buildings kind of laid out everywhere. And I think this is kind of a good start. So essentially, we're just gonna kind of build this area up a little bit today, more than likely. Yeah, we're probably gonna focus over here. This building is the only thing that needs to get done potentially before we start these projects out here. We don't quite have enough Hearthlings to kind of handle multiple projects, at least at this point. Let's go ahead and unpause the game. Gee whiz. But I just wanted to give you kind of a sneak peek almost, because all of this won't be done today, of course. Like none of this, well, some of it, but not all of it is going to be completed, you know, today, right? So I just wanted to give you kind of a sneak peek, let you see it, and that way you can give me some feedback, you know, in terms of like, does this look good? Would you rather see something else here? I know I've had some, okay, I'm gonna do the invaders, fine, that's fine. Just trying to have a conversation, but this is fine too, I guess. One of the things, okay, let's do town defense mode. Let's get people, man, all the footmen are always over here, man, I tell ya. So one of the comments that you know, I did receive, I've received a couple comments in terms of like suggestions and so on and so forth. Okay, we probably just want to have our footmen deal with this. Yeah. Takedown defense mode off. Gee whiz. So where are you going now? Oh, you're going after this wolf? Okay, that's fine. You'll be able to take care of that. Indeed. Oh gosh, you're on a rampage now. Okay, go ahead and rampage. You're fine. So, a couple different comments, right? Like, what do we do here? This is kind of a pretty dismal mark in an otherwise pretty well-crafted town so far. Unfortunately, you can't remove roads and have it just be like the plain terrain. It'll just create like a divot here. So we have to find something to occupy this space. The other things is people, you know, I had somebody mention like, when are you gonna put up walls? You know, like you should get walls to better defend your town, and I definitely agree. And that's another thing that I want to do in a way that doesn't feel, what's the best way to put it? That doesn't feel like all of the other playthroughs, right? So like all the other playthroughs, we built this up, we put walls around the top here. So I want to kind of look at it for a minute. And by a minute, I mean like a little while. Like I really want to like kind of sit down and take a good look at it and see like, where does it make sense to have walls here in such a fashion that it's not just for the sake of having walls, right? Like I want them to make sense this time around. I just don't want, I don't want to repeat the previous seasons, I guess you could say, the previous playthroughs that we've done, just because I don't want to have the same content, basically, and I'm sure you guys don't want to have the same content either. Moving forward. I've also had a comment suggesting like a guard tower. Guard towers laid out, you know, specifically, or not specifically, but strategically along kind of the way, and that's something that we're going to do as well, probably once we kind of get a good outline of the walls, I would imagine, because that's what would make most sense, right? I did promote somebody here to an herbalist. We actually need to put down their workbench here. Well, I guess we have to craft it first. Panting refugees. Can't you hear the howling? There are goblin wolves in the woods. Okay. Footmen. Go crush this with ease, please. The wolves are the only things that have kind of like destroyed my games in the past. So I want to make sure we get a head start on this and just take them out before they get the opportunity to take us out. I think the next Then, okay, caravan approaches. We can take a look. 10 hunks of stone in exchange for 1 fire pit. I mean, I guess we'll do that. Footman level, Footman level 3. Great job. Proud of you. Daily update. Hey, we did it. Okay, population 16. Perfect. Ashara Sardis. This will also give us a pretty good, well, I mean, it's decent. It'll give us a little bit of wood that we can work with here too. So we'll go ahead and loot that. And we'll go ahead and loot all of this once they get done. Perfect. Loot all of these things. Perfect. Okay, they'll get to work on that. This building is pretty close to being finished here. So I think the next thing I want them to build is going to be this road. So finished. We shall build it. Oh my lord, do we have... Okay, it's a footman. We're fine. Yay, should be able to take care of that. That's great. Invaders approaching. Oh, are you gonna be able to do this? Let's make an attack command just in case. Where are their footmen at? Where are you guys? Man. Like, I'm kind of counting on you right now to be able to finish this. Okay, footman level 1, great job. This is all the more reason, really. Footman level 2, okay, great job. All the more reason that we need to get an herbalist going, right? With an herbalist, we'll be able to kind of heal our troops a bit better. What in the world? We got wolves over there now. Wolves everywhere. Okay, I guess we come over here and just take care of them. We may as well. Got the herbalists down. They can handle that, I'm sure. I'm sure they'll be just fine. Great, so we actually do have some flowers that we can build with. We can go ahead and just say build 10. Sounds good to me. It's a good start at least. And you're going to be able to do this. Oh my lord, they're getting pretty low. Hopefully these health potions help out and get us some good heals coming our way here pretty soon. How are we looking over here? We're getting really, really close to being done here. What do we need to finish this? So it looks like kind of the normal windows. Yes, indeed. Okay, perfect. That we can do. I got turned around. We're going over here. Let's go ahead and build, I don't know, build 4. Why not? I know we're going to need one of those, so we'll go ahead and do it. And can we make some of these? We can. Let's just make 4. Why not? Do we need to build beds? Potentially. What else do we need to build? We need to build 2 of these, I think. 1 of these. It's a good start. We'll start there. That should be all the things we need for this building. The other thing we need to do is place this banner that we made, right? So this is the blacksmith shop. Kind of through and through at this point. I mean, maybe we put it, let's put it right there. Feel good about it. I think you guys feel good about it too. We still need windows for this place too. Gee whiz, we're behind on so much stuff. I'll build 4 of them, I guess. Seems reasonable. And I think what we want to do is mine out a good chunk of this just to give us as much clay as we can reasonably get at the moment. Man, we still need to finish this. Okay, they're working on it. We may need to get another farmer. We have so many flowers. Good lord. It's a work in progress. This stockpile, I know it's ugly, and I know you hate it. I know you hate it, but it'll get better, I promise. I promise you that. And I've started to work on it a little bit, so don't be mad. What do we got here? We got some large urns that we need to place down. So maybe place 1 there. Maybe we place 1 here. How about that? Does it look good? We'll find out. We'll find out very soon. Okay, let's click on it. Say none. None. And we want to do ore and metal bars. And we will take metal bars and ore off of there. And once they place this one, we'll do the exact same thing, right? So realistically, this is just a way for us to get the things out of this stockpile and into containers, essentially, so that we can kind of clean this area up a little bit and make it look a little bit nicer just overall, right? How are our footmen? We're making I know we're making health potions, but do we need bandages? Probably. Build a couple bandages, why not? No reason not to, essentially. How are we doing? Farm's still coming along, I feel good about it. This building is essentially done, right? In terms of actually placing stuff on it. So I think at this point, we look into expanding this area as well. And what we've done here, right, is we've constructed a dining hall, so the food doesn't have to go as far. I'm not too overly concerned about them kind of congregating over here to eat, simply because as this kind of expands and fills the area, it's gonna be not so like, they're not gonna be so separated, right? Like this isn't gonna be its own thing, this isn't gonna be its own thing, like this whole thing will be essentially like the city or town or village or whatever you want to call it. So it'll become more centralized as time goes on. So I'm not too concerned about it, and we can always tweak it later if we need to as well. This isn't gonna go anywhere clearly. I mean, this is gonna stay here. Good Lord, invaders. I'm trying to have a conversation here. Luckily, we have footmen on the scene. Did you get healed? Please tell me you got healed. Sorta. You're taking quite a bit of damage. Okay, we figured it out. Feel good about it. You're kind of late to the party, but that's okay. You did your best, I'm sure. Let's take a look at our blacksmith now that I think about it here. We may need to, and by may I know we do for a fact here. This is gonna be iron, so we kind of have to go and clear our throats. We kind of have to go and farm up a bunch more iron so we can convert it into steel ingots, right? So let's go ahead and do a little bit more mining right there. That should give us a pretty fair amount of iron and kind of get us along the way at the very least. Trader approaches the town. 12 clay bed, 2 giant bone axe. I mean, we already have 2. I don't feel like we need any more, probably. I'm gonna say no. I'm gonna say no to that offer. I appreciate the offer, but I'm gonna say no. I respect it, but I'm gonna reject it. Those things are basically full. How are we doing over here? Did we get another person? Just barely. 17. Okay. If you want to finish the wolves before they finish you, strike first. I'm aware of this. Good Lord, we're gonna have to send our attack party out one more time here. Let's go. We will take care of them. What are you doing? Maybe you decide to come over here too. You know what I'm saying? You are part of this party after all. All right, there. She's coming. She's coming. There shouldn't be too much of a concern for us here. Yeah, we're pretty overpowered for just these little goblins. All right, I feel good about it. Not even gonna watch it. Not even gonna watch it. I understand that you might want to watch it, but we're not gonna watch it together. We still have cobblestone fences that we can place. I still want to fence this area off. We need to figure out this flower situation, man. This is out of control right now. Out of control. Okay, so we did it. Great job. What do we get? What got looted out of here? Ooh. That ain't bad at all. Loot this entire thing. Thank you. Pretty good loot, as a matter of fact. Get out of that. So now we kind of have to ask ourselves, what is the best way to expand out here, and what can we fit? Like, I kind of want to clone this and put like the, maybe the herbalist one in here actually. And let's, do we need to make, no, so the herbalist only has 1 workbench. So that actually works out really, really well for us. And let's see, it was just 2 over and then a gap of, oh God, that's gonna look kind of silly, but we're gonna figure this out. Okay, let's take a look. How far back does it go? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Is it 9? I guess so. 3, 6, 8, and 9 by 8. Really? Okay. If that's how I did it, I guess that's how I did it. So 2 over. Yeah, that seems right actually. Okay. Let's take a look. We can What did we do? We used the freestanding walls last time, and that seemed to work pretty well. So we can do something like this. Something like that. And then we'll have kind of double up on the... Why do you look... There we go. Let's not make the same mistake twice, you know what I'm saying? Like, let's do it right. And essentially what we can do... We can't put a roof on here, right? No, we cannot put a roof on there. So we have to do it in slabs. What is... We could just do like a white roof. I mean, that's an option. That's certainly an option. I don't hate it. How would it look? I mean, it pretty much just looks like a box. Maybe we try something... What if we try something like this? Nope, hate it. 100% hate it. What about something like this? Better. Say we go for it. Finished, build it, yes. So we'll get to work on that. We're gonna move the herbalist in there, and that'll also allow us to set up a couple urns over here, and then we can kind of move a little bit more stuff, right? A little bit more stuff out of this stockpile as well. What else do we need? You know what I've been kind of thinking about doing, actually? Let's take a look. What if we do something like this? Right? Dress it up a little bit, why don't we? Do we do it from up here too? Maybe. Maybe. Let's see how that looks first. We're gonna see how this looks, and we'll go from there. I do like it in terms of adding a little bit more life to the town, I suppose we could say. So like, let's put one right. Like, let's put one right here, and let's put one right here too. Why not? Nothing's stopping us. We may as well. We have 3 more urns that we can place down. Clear my throat. We've lost 2 people. Well, we've recovered 2 tombstones anyways. We may have lost more. I'm not really sure. Why are you sleeping up here? What's wrong? Are you... You're a raccoon. I don't care about you. I thought you were a person. Let's take a look. What else are we going to be working on here? So we can build this really, really easily, of course. We can expand this out. I think the next thing we do is start working on some of these buildings here, right? So build that. Let's get to work on it, at least get it started. I wish I would have waited and had them prioritize this one, because now they're going to go start. It's okay. We're going to figure it out. What else can we do here? And the amount of time that we have left. Let's take a look at the carpenter. Let's see what options we have. We don't have any frost now, so we don't have any bright bell flowers, so we can't do anything there. We know we're going to be making an herbalist shop, but there is no herbalist sign, it would appear. I suppose you just get a blank sign then, unfortunately. I mean, I wish I had something better to tell you here, but you may just get a blank sign, and you'll have to be happy with it. I don't think anybody else makes anything different, right? Potted cactus? I didn't know we had that. Let's make some of those. Master Mason card, okay. Nothing that I want, so terrible job basically. We can sell that, it's fine. This looks like a fine clay chair, we can sell that. This seems like a fine dining table, we'll sell that, indeed. Don't need pan flute. Don't need this anymore. Actually don't need these either, because we already have those professions done. I feel like that's pretty good. Mer Burley hands. Congratulations are in order if that's the sort of thing you care about. I've been up and down the area, and it seems you've taken care of the bulk of the goblins around these parts. Not saying you won't see a straggler or two come to harass you, but good job all in all. Here's a gift I've collected from some neighboring towns. Oh, look at that. sorts of stuff here. Daily update. Yes? No. Okay, we need more net worth, which we will get. I'm not too concerned about it. So they'll finish this. They're going to get to work on that. I think I'm going to make some more off-camera modifications here. Nothing major, just kind of setting up where we want to go, right? So just kind of getting the framework down a little bit more even. I think we'll go a long way in terms of making each episode productive, and we'll kind of be able to do a little bit more each episode because it'll already be kind of lined up and thought about. And in between episodes, I'll still take your guys' feedback. Like if you have suggestions, please leave them in the comments below. And I'll do my best to implement as many of them as I can, or at least the ones that make sense. That make sense to me personally. But I've enjoyed all of the ones that I've gotten so far, so keep it up. I think that's gonna do it for this episode. Thank you guys so much for watching. As always, if you did like it, go and hit that like button. If you want to see more, go and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Until then, we'll see you next episode.